Happy Saturday, guys. So, for all of you guys that are on the phone selling final expense, I'm talking if you're picking up the phone to call your leads, to set up appointments, you're using AI to do some kind of function for your business, or you're just cold calling people on a list that you're either buying or someone's giving you. Let me give you some knowledge you ain't going to get in college. If you don't have 150 to $300,000 in your bank or on a credit card to fight a lawsuit when it comes to TCPA and DNC, you need to listen here. And even if you do, you want to listen up because roughly that's how much money it costs for someone to defend a TCPA lawsuit, DNC lawsuit. And it doesn't take much, let me tell you. The law says that if in 12 months someone's blowing up your phone more than once, so they call you one time, hey, mistakes happen. We get it. But a second time, ooh, and a third time, now you're dealing with some major trouble, not to mention fines. And how does this happen? Again, the lack of training from insurance companies. Insurance companies rely on the IMOs that they contract, and these IMOs are so large and so big that they don't have the right people to do the training on what happens if you're calling people illegally. Think about that. You need 150, $300,000 to defend these type of cases. I know, one TCPA lawyer that specializes in defense, and he charges $5,000 per hour. And from the moment in time they receive the lawsuit to judgment and trial, trust me, it adds up. Immediately upon getting a lawsuit, because these attorneys are in demand, because there's so many of these TCPA issues, these retainers are ridiculous. Again, do you got that type of money? And if the answer is no, then you really need to pay attention to one, the leads that you're buying. What type of leads are they? Do you know the origination of that lead? Do you know when it was created? Because if you don't, then how are you going to track the 90 days that we have permission under the federal rules? Because that's right. We only have 90 days to call people from the moment in time they asked for the information. A lot of you guys, again, are crazy dialing. You're buying age leads and not even checking if the phone numbers are on the national do not call registry. You're loading up these numbers in these fancy CRM system without any type of, mechanisms to knock out those leads at 90 days. When someone tells you don't call me back, you got nothing in place. And every single day you see this happening. So I encourage you to start looking into these guidelines, TCPA, DNC. Do you know them? How do they affect you? Again, if you pick up the phone to make an appointment, sell insurance, you got to know these rules, or else you can find yourself in a major lawsuit. You got agents that are just getting into the insurance business, and they're going to work for an agency, right? Maybe a local agency that they know. And then that agency is fueling them garbage leads or having them do illegal stuff like cold calling again without permission. And then that poor agent that just started in the business now is facing a federal lawsuit. Very expensive. And is it worth it? No. I've been coming on here for years talking about this. I've given examples of what not to do because I myself am on the phone selling insurance every single day. I myself have to make sure that my leads are legit, that my CRM system's legit, and every single one of the agents that works in our agency follows the rules. There's been agents in the last few months that, they called me up. They know I have great contracts, and I turned them down because I'm not a chain letter recruiter. I'm looking for people that want to come and work, sell insurance, build a career as agents. Hey, and building is part of it, but you got to sell first. And all that requires training. And if somebody's just looking for a contract, no, thank you. Somebody comes to me and tells me, man, I got 100 million people. I'll bring them over here to your agency. You know, that doesn't impress me one bit because I am responsible for every single one of those sub agents that are in my agency that I'm responsible to supervise. Because, yes, if you're hiring people and they're out there doing crazy shit and they do stupid things, like some of these agents that are buying these pre closed deals from overseas, bad news. Guess who's going to be liable? You, the carrier, everyone. Anyone that makes money is going to be liable. Why? Because of vicarious liability. You're responsible for what your agent does. So again, you need to look into this kind of stuff because it can happen to you. A lot of you guys say, "Well, I'm a door-to-door guy. That's not going to never happen to me." If you're calling leads to make appointments, you're playing Russian roulette. And it's not if, it's only a matter of time that a litigator is going to document those calls. For example, myself. It's no secret that in the past few years, I've settled many cases outside of court. Why? Because agents contract overseas centers to cold call again. And in my case, they call the wrong person because, again, I have a cell phone that's not for business. It's for personal friends only. It's not published on any website, any business, nothing. Why? Because I know the moment in time my phone number is published, I'm going to get bombarded. That's one of the reasons in 2022, I gave up my old cell phone number because, man, day and night that phone was ringing, not just with unsolicited calls, but just everybody in the business that had my phone number because before I would publish my phone. But in 2022, I made that separation. And my cell phone that I have now, if you have it, you're my friend or somebody close to me, but you're never going to see it online. So, what do? I document. And it's easy for me because I'm a telephone agent and I have my recording devices at my office. And when someone calls me illegally on my cell phone, which is only for family emergencies, I have to pick it up. I'm going to document that number who's calling me that's not my family or friend, or I didn't give consent. It works like that. So do the research. Don't fall into it because being ignorance is not going to be a defense for you when you're sitting there facing the judge in federal court. So again, do the math, do the training, and if you need help, give me a call. Peace.